Hey everyone, it's Luke here from LT Gaming and welcome back to the channel. We are here with a deep dive gems sale list. We've got 12 of them. Me and Tom have teamed up on this one. It's our opportunity to bring you some really deep gems here. Now, if you've come here expecting AAA titles, you're in the wrong place. This really is a deep dive into some very unique titles. And as we're winding down the Steam Summer Sale, I want to answer a question that many of you ask. You always say, why do you give the prices in euro, but speak like a farmer from the southwest of England? So me and Tom both left England at a young age, and we've lived in the EU for most of our lives, so just one of those funny quirks on the channel. But there we go, I'm freewheeling here without a script, so anyway, enjoy the video, let's jump right in.
Executive Assault 2, 25% discount, €15.74. This one is a bold fusion of real-time strategy and first-person shooter, all set amongst asteroids and orbital stations. Building bases, managing economies, commanding fleets, and then, if you fancy, dropping yourself into the action as a pilot, mech operator, or soldier on the ground. This one has 3 distinct factions, a full tech tree, robotics, space and ground combat, all with seamless transitions between overhead strategy and direct control. If you're intrigued by commanding a fleet, then personally flying into battle, this delivers on both fronts.
Emperor of the Fading Suns, 20% off, €7.80. A legendary 4X Reborn, blending deep planetary management, space and ground combat, and a rich sci-fi setting full of political and religious intrigue. It's dense, weird and ambitious in a way few modern games even attempt, and somehow it still holds up. The enhanced edition smooths out the rough edges with modern fixes, new maps and full mod support. It's the kind of game you lose weeks to, and in the Steam sale it's a no-brainer for anyone craving grand strategy with real character. Me and Tom played a huge amount of this growing up. I think we even had the demo originally and we put hours into it, so the full game enhanced is absolutely a great pickup.
Driftland the Magic Revival, 85% discount, €2.54. This is a real-time strategy game set in a fractured world where you quite literally pull floating islands together to rebuild your empire. It blends elements of God games and 4X strategy, but what really makes it stand out is the indirect control. You recruit heroes, set bounties, and then trust them to handle things. It's a bit like Majesty, but with a stronger strategic layer and a calmer pace. Visually, I find this one very beautiful. There's a real satisfaction in shaping your kingdom. The campaign is decent, but skirmish mode is where it really shines. If you enjoy thoughtful, systems-driven builders with a magical twist, look this up in the sale.
Penkura, 33% off, €10.04. This is a first-person survival game with a strong sci-fi twist set on an alien world full of secrets. You'll build bases, craft bots and explore underground facilities, all while managing oxygen, power and deadly environmental hazards. It's still in early access, but it's got depth, atmosphere and a real sense of mystery. If you're into survival games with a narrative edge and a bit of old school charm, this one's a hidden gem worth checking out in the sale. I've limited playtime in this one myself, but it's one I plan to go back and play, possibly on my handheld Legion Go. It's always intrigued me.
Wizard Warfare 2, 20% discount, €8.63. Picture a turn-based 4X fantasy game, imagine Civilization meets Dominions, but with full naval battles and octopus-themed war magic. Yes, that's right. It's layered, you're going to be expanding your empire, researching new magic paths, water, weather, hybrid combos, raising fleets to control seas and coastal cities. The battles here are tactical, played on hex grids, and the campaign invites careful planning and empire-wide decisions. Players praise this one as it is deep while still easy to learn, modest micromanagement but with enough complexity to feel satisfying, and I've got to agree here.
Kiloton, 50% off, €2.49. A minimalist Cold War strategy game where every decision could trigger nuclear Armageddon. It's that word again, nuclear. There, I said it right, I think. I actually finally got it right. And just, leave it in the comments, okay? You'll manage cities, tech trees and military forces across tense, procedurally generated maps, all while keeping your finger off or on the red button. It's quick to learn, but quietly brilliant with surprising depth beneath the pixel art. If you're into strategy games that blend politics, tension and just the right dose of dread, this is a sleeper hit worth grabbing in the sale. I actually picked this one up in the Steam sale myself, and it's a great minimalist title. I'm about 3 hours in, and you just have to go out and get this one to understand it. Just a quick interlude to say most of you who watch the channel are not subscribed. So make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button because it helps smaller channels like us grow really quickly, and both me and Tom really appreciate it.
Starcrawlers, 50% discount, €9.99. This game is a sci-fi, first-person, turn-based dungeon crawler set aboard derelict space stations and corporate strongholds. You recruit a crew of up to 4 crawlers, ranging from hackers and engineers to psychics. Combat uses a clever time unit system, so heavier guns take longer to fire, so timing matters just as much as tactics. Between your missions, you manage gear, skill trees, faction standing, and mission choices that will shape the story. It's not high-end graphics, but it will deliver on atmosphere, strategic depth, and a gritty cyberpunk vibe.
The Warlock of Firetop Mountain, 60% off, €7.80. A faithful reimagining of the classic gamebook, and what a brilliant gamebook that was back in the day, brought to life with tabletop-style visuals and tactical turn-based combat. You'll choose your hero, explore branching paths, and battle monsters in a dungeon full of traps, treasures, and surprises. It's short, replayable, and packed with nostalgic charm. You can pick many different characters in this one. It's great if you want a dungeon crawler with personality that doesn't overstay its welcome. Great pick for a casual RPG fix during the sale. I really enjoyed this game. I played it back on Nintendo Switch. I own it on Steam. I've played it on Steam Deck. I just play it over and over. I love reading it. Now, if you are against reading novels and things like that, you might not enjoy it, but this is a classic for me. I absolutely love it.
Solargene, 25% discount, €21.74. Turning our gaze now to this space corporation simulator that asks you to build colonies and orbital stations across the solar system. You're going to be managing workers, mining resources, researching tech, and establishing trade routes from the moon to the Kuiper belt. Now, I've got to say, it's not the prettiest interface in the world. Players liken the UI to being impressively bad, but it is a deep, authentic colony sim underneath it all. It stands out at scale. It gives you complex crafting chains and ground-to-orbit planning, and genuinely emergent solar engineering challenges. If you're a fan of granular base building and some solar system logistics, and don't mind a bit of rough around the edges, this is one you can look at.
Delusion, 35% off, €10.91. A surreal, lo-fi RPG that feels like Morrowind took a detour through a dream. You'll explore floating isles, crumbling ruins, and strange societies with a focus on dialogue, exploration, and role-playing over raw combat. It's weird in the best way, rich with atmosphere, light on hand-holding, and full of eerie charm. Now that it's out of early access, it's a great time to dive into one of the most unique fantasy worlds on Steam. This is one of the games I played a huge amount of on Steam Deck, and it runs really well. I want to give this another run through on my Lenovo Legion Go with the massive screen. Really good handheld game. But equally, if you want to play this on your PC, it's going to look magical on a widescreen. The music is also absolutely beautiful, a solid pickup.
Fabled Lands, 60% discount, €7.39. This one is special. Luke and I grew up with the original gamebook, so we absolutely love this series. It's an open world, narrative rich CRPG that adapts those books into a proper digital sandbox. You explore this vast world how you like, trading between cities, taking on quests, raiding crypts, or just sailing into the unknown. The writing is rich, the world is unforgiving, and it really leans into this make your own story feel. One bad choice and the character is gone, but when it works it really feels like your adventure. It's not flashy, but if you're into narrative freedom with a bit of old school charm, this one is brilliant.
Interstellar Space Genesis, 67% off, €9.23. This is a throwback to classic Space 4X built around exploration, colonization, and tactical turn-based battles. It leans into that Master of Orion feel, but adds its own twists, like randomized tech trees and specialized planet development that keeps each run feeling fresh. It might not be the flashiest game on the list, but the depth is there and the devs have supported it with solid updates and expansions. If you want a classic galaxy-conquering experience with just enough modern polish, this is a smart pickup for the sale. I really enjoyed the base game. I'm about 50 hours in and I bought the DLC in the sale, so look, it's got my stamp of approval.